Jordan was the world's most beloved child prodigy, but in 2026, she's doing the unthinkable. From walking away from a multi-million-dollar record deal to her mysterious Las Vegas residency, this is the transformation no one expected. Imagine being offered the keys to the kingdom, only to realize those keys also lock the door behind you. We begin tonight with a story of a young woman who did what most aspiring artists would consider professional suicide. In early 2025, sources within the industry confirmed that Jordan had officially severed ties with Republic Records, one of the most powerful entities in music history. For a child who grew up in the spotlight of Norway's Got Talent and AGT, the champions, the path was supposed to be clear: follow the formula, collaborate with the producer of the month, and churn out 3-minute pop tracks designed for viral loops. But inside the glass offices of Los Angeles, a conflict was brewing. Insiders suggest the label wanted a rebrand, a more polished and digitally corrected version of the girl we knew. They wanted a product, however, wanted a legacy. By walking away from a multi-million-dollar machinery, she didn't just quit a label, she declared war on the modern music industry. This wasn't a tantrum, it was a calculated move into sovereignty. In 2026, we are seeing the fallout of that decision. She has effectively removed the middleman, taking her massive global with her. While the industry predicted she would fade into obscurity without their marketing budget, her independent numbers have done the opposite. They've skyrocketed. It's a terrifying precedent for the big labels. What happens when the talent realizes they don't need the suits? This shift toward independence was the first domino to fall, leading to a year of total silence that left fans wondering if she'd ever return to the stage. Behind the beautiful melodies lay a wall of silence that even her most devoted fans couldn't penetrate. For nearly 18 months, the girl who once filled our feeds with soulful covers became a ghost. In late 2024 and throughout much of 2025, Jordan vanished from the public eye, fueling a firestorm of speculation that bordered on the conspiratorial. Was it a health crisis? A breakdown? The truth, as we've uncovered, is far more complex. While the world watched her old videos, was entangled in a grueling legal dispute back in Norway. Reports surfaced regarding a $13,000 conflict with the national broadcaster NRK, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. Of security threats began to circulate, with some sources claiming that her rapid rise to fame had attracted unwanted and dangerous attention, forcing her family to tighten her circle and limit her public appearances. This wasn't just a vacation, it was a protective shell. During this period, accusations surfaced, not against her, but from her camp toward the vultures of the industry who had allegedly tried to exploit her youth. She was reportedly DW'd in the dumps, feeling the weight of a career that started before she hit double digits. This silent exile served a dual purpose. It protected her safety and allowed her to shed the child star skin that had become a burden. But as the silence grew louder, the mystery only deepened, leading many to believe she had walked away from music forever. Little did we know, she was for a trilogy that would change the landscape of soul music. Most artists struggle to write one masterpiece, but Jordan decided to drop 3 back-to-back in a move that's been called the Secret Revolution. As 2026 dawned, the silence was broken not with a single, but with an ambitious 3-part album cycle: Secret of the Soul, Secret of the Star, and Secret of Love. This wasn't just a collection of songs, it was an intimate look into a world she had kept hidden. The lyrics were heavily influenced by her grandmother, adding a layer of ancestral weight to the music that modern pop simply cannot replicate. In an era where music is often written by committees of 10 or more people, this trilogy was a family affair, raw and unfiltered. But with this release came new controversies. Speculation began to grow that the lyrics were exposed secrets about her time in the Hollywood machine, coded messages about the people who tried to control her. Critics have dissected every line, looking for clues about her lost years. The Secret Trilogy has become a cultural phenomenon, not just for its vocal prowess, but for its defiance. She refused to use the trendy mumble style or heavy synth-pop beats that dominate the charts. Instead, she leaned into jazz fusion and heavy orchestral arrangements. This artistic SHT was too much for some mainstream critics, who labeled it self-indulgent, but for the millions who bought the albums, it was a breath of fresh air. It was a clear signal. The girl who sang Gloomy Sunday had grown up, and she had a lot of things she needed to get off her chest. Imagine paying $500 for a ticket only to be told you have to lock your phone in a bag before you can even see the stage. This is the reality of the 2026 Residency in Las Vegas. When the announcement dropped that would be taking over the historic stage once graced by, the city buzzed with excitement. But the excitement quickly turned to confusion when the rules of the Residency were revealed. Instituted a strict no digital policy, no phones, no recording, and no social media posting. In an age where every concert is experienced through a 6-inch screen, this was seen as a shocking move. Why would a 20-year-old artist want to limit her social media reach? The answer lies in her quest for authenticity. She wanted the audience to hear the vibrations of her voice without the distortion of a microphone feed through a smartphone, but have persisted that there's another reason for the secrecy. Some attendees have whispered about dramatic physical changes and a stage presence so intense it feels almost. These shows aren't just concerts, they're atmospheric experiences, often performed in near-total darkness with only a single spotlight on her. This mystery has driven ticket prices to astronomical levels on the secondary market, creating an aura of exclusivity that the music industry hasn't seen in decades. She's turned a live performance into a sacred event, but this has also led to accusations of being out of touch with her younger fans who can't afford the trip to Nevada. In a world of high-fashion brands and six-figure sneakers, her most powerful statement is the one she makes with her bare feet. To the casual observer, performing without shoes is just a quirky gimmick, but in 2026, the barefoot philosophy has become the cornerstone of her identity. It traces back to a promise she made as a young child to a girl she met who had no shoes of her own. In her 20s, this hasn't changed, but the context has. As she navigates the high-glamour world of international stardom, her refusal to wear shoes has become a silent protest against the vanity of the industry. It's a groundedness that seems to protect her from the accidental risks of fame that have claimed so many other young talents. However, this hasn't been without its challenges. There have been reports of venue tension where management tried to force her to wear footwear for safety and liability reasons, nearly leading to show cancellations. She hasn't budged. This commitment to a childhood promise in the face of adult pressure has made her a symbol of integrity. But critics wonder, is this a genuine connection to her roots, or has it become a brand that she's now trapped in? There's a mysterious element to how she maintains this image while being one of the wealthiest young women in Europe. It creates a fascinating contrast, a woman who can afford anything, choosing to walk the earth as simply as possible. It's this grounded nature that keeps her fans fiercely loyal, even as her life becomes increasingly inaccessible to the average person. The top executives in London and New York are at their charts, and they're starting to realize their math doesn't work anymore. The final chapter of the 2026 transformation isn't about herself, but about the revealed weakness of the music industry. For decades, the path to success was by radio play and label-funded tour. Jordan has bypassed all of it. Her success is organic, driven by a direct-to-consumer model that has left the majors scrambling. There are accusations surfacing that several major labels have tried to blackball her from certain award shows because she refuses to sign a distribution deal. The tension is palpable. She has become the exposed truth of the industry. Talent doesn't need a middleman if the connection with the audience is real. As we look at her career in 2026, we see a woman who has navigated the difficult transition from child prodigy to adult icon without losing her mind or her voice. She's faced legal battles, security scares, and industry betrayal, yet she remains standing. The question for the future is no longer if she will stay relevant, but how many other artists will follow her lead and break their own chains. Jordan didn't just transform her look or her sound, she transformed the rules of the game. And as the curtains close on her Vegas residency, the world is left wondering, was this the peak, or is she just getting started? One thing is for certain, the barefoot girl from Oslo is gone, and in her place is a queen who doesn't need a crown to prove she's royalty.